Oh, wait, hold on. Boop. It's good, bitches. This is gonna be a quick one because I'm kind of on a time schedule constraint, whatever. I think I like it more over here, even though that light is bright as hell. I think I enjoy doing the podcast more over here. Well, it's April 2nd, Tuesday, April 2nd, Tuesday. And I just felt like making a video today because today I've kind of been on a roll doing good things for myself. So I said, hey, why not keep it going? And because this is 10 minutes, I'll kind of keep it quick for the most part. But essentially, yesterday, Emily left to go on a cruise with her grandpa. It's a 5-day cruise in Mexico. 4-day, whatever. He comes back Friday. And yesterday was an eventful day because it was my first time taking Adderall and vaping and smoking like I used to do. The urge just got so strong, and it's been building up for weeks now, honestly. And you know, I let Em know because it has been for weeks that I've been like with the itch for real. And I told her like I'm probably gonna do this. And it was hard to be straight about it. 1 second, TP. Because usually, almost always, I don't feel good afterward. I feel like I'm just abusing myself and my body for real. And for those of you who don't know what I'm talking about, the one person that's watching this podcast, because nobody watches my podcast, because it's not really a podcast, it's more of a journal. Anyway, I will take upwards of 50 milligrams of Adderall and smoke and vape and watch porn for 12 hours straight. Not even a joke. And I had decided I'm going to do that yesterday. Because it's been, I think, 3.5 months since I've done anything like that. So it's been a really long time. And I've been doing really well, but it just got to be too much. So anyway, I did that yesterday, and both Em and I were hoping that yesterday would lead to a little more than just me being sexually satisfied and then leaving it at that, which it ended up being a lot more, which was a really good thing. Honestly, I picked up the Adderall after I dropped her off at the airport, and I went home, and I was so nervous to take it. It took me 40 minutes to even take it, but after I took it, I started vaping, and honestly, I didn't feel anything as sexually stimulating as I have in the past, which was kind of bumming me out. And the one key component that was missing from what I call the cocktail of just terrible things was weed, and I haven't smoked in 3.5 months, and it's been going real well, and I haven't really had any urge to smoke at all, and so I was really debating whether or not I should smoke along with doing all those other things, but I wasn't feeling anything pretty much at all. Again, sexually stimulating. And so I just said fuck it, and I was really nervous too, because if you smoke weed, you know how weed is. After 3.5 months of smoking it, like, shit will hit you hard. And because I kind of started out slow, it didn't hit too crazy hard, which was nice. And once it finally did hit me, I can only explain my experience by saying that Gregory found me again. and um, and I was, pretty goddamn high, off of the medication, off of the weed and the vaping and everything, to the point where normally I'd freak out, but Greg was there, and he told me he loved me. He told me to be patient, and he told me all wonderful, very supportive, and super loving things like he always does whenever I run into him or I find him again. Um, and it really helped me. I feel like it really did a lot to help my soul, honestly, because it's been months since I've smoked, and this just reminded me, like, damn, smoking really is like a buffer. It gives me space for myself, and lots of times, I mean, almost all the time, especially when I'm being disciplined about it, I find that in that space between where I am and who I am, that it's full of love for myself. Everything that I think that I am to what I actually am, the gap is all made up of love and understanding and patience and forgiveness, and support. And I oftentimes find that, like, refine that when I find myself, my higher self, my conscious, my captain, whatever you want to call it, um, is that he loves me and that he really cares about me and he wants me to do well and to be okay. Um, so I took a lot of that love, and then I took a lot of, I mean, from that experience to Gregory, my captain, whatever you want to call him, was telling me that it's really important that I love Akuma too, because he's my son, and I do love him, and I need to take time to show him that I love him. Instead of just telling him I love him, I need to spend time with him, even though I don't want to, even though I don't feel like playing with him or whatever. And so I kind of took a page out of my uh, my my skills at my elementary job right now, which I don't even know if I've mentioned that, but I work at an elementary school now, helping little kids that are troubled. And I'm assigned one kid, and I go to school with him all day pretty much to make sure that he stays on track and doesn't hurt people or hurt himself or anything like that. But at school, we give the kids breaks, and we literally carry around timers on our hips, and we'll set a timer for however long to allow the kid to just relax and not have to do schoolwork, to give them a bit of a reward. So anyway, I took a page out of that notebook, and I set a timer for 5 minutes just to play with the Kuma, and just to love him and to talk with him and to have a heart-to-heart with him, which also typically tends to happen whenever I'm smoking weed or just anything, mushrooms, anything like that, is always just realizing, once again, coming back to the realization that he is a person, that he is real, that he exists, that he too is the universe, that my experience is no more important than his experience. And lots of times I tend to feel pretty shameful about the way that I've been treating him and stuff. So I just try to smother him with love. And when the timer was up, I gave him an extra 5 minutes, and then once that was up, Greg essentially just gave me permission. He's all like, okay, that's pretty much what I needed. You needed to give yourself some serious love. You needed to give your son some serious love. And now, if you want, go ahead and spend it on porn, which was that too was eye-opening. I mean, these are all lessons that I learn over and over and over again and forget, and then have to find them again all the time. But yeah, I'm literally spending my love there. Like, I'm using all of it. I'm sucking it completely dry out of my body until I don't have anything left, and that's usually what leaves me feeling like shit the next couple of days. And so it was a realization, like, oh wow, I'm spending this. I just spent some on myself, which was desperately needed. I spent a lot on myself, honestly. And then I just spent some on my kid because it's desperately needed, really important. And then with what I had left, I was given permission to give it to porn. And that was a big realization to me that, you know, my love is like that. You know, it's like money. It's like a currency that I use to I don't even want to say buy things, just to make moves essentially. And I require a lot of that love. And I mean, I give a whole lot to Emily. I give a shit ton to Emily. And I mean, even yesterday was helping me remember, like, you need to give a lot of this to yourself, like, if not most of this to yourself, honestly, because it will help things with Emily anyway, you know. If you love yourself, that kind of amplifies the love that you have, and it gives you more in your tank to be able to give to others. So those were big realizations. And then yes, I mean, when it came to watching the porn, it didn't go the way I thought it was gonna go. I thought it was gonna be a blowout, you know, serotonin fest or whatever, dopamine fest, whatever you want to call it, like it's been in the past. And honestly, I was pretty damn conflicted a lot of the time. And I was letting stuff come up, 11/11. I was letting things come up that I'm just really uncomfortable with about myself sexually, and a lot of thoughts that I have or fantasies that I get that just make me really, really uncomfortable. And I realized, you know, yesterday, um, that the reason why I take drugs in order to get to that place is because I can't accept those feelings myself. You know, I can't. I need Adderall and weed and vaping to allow me to be okay with the thoughts that I have, to give me permission to enjoy the things that I enjoy. And Emily was telling me that, you know, I mean, because she knows a lot about all these issues that I have. She was telling me that my that Adderall wasn't going to help the situation, and that it could just make things worse. But she was saying that the sexual freedom that I'm trying to find by taking um, drugs and substances and watching porn and stuff, that that I'll be able to eventually find that sexual freedom in other ways by myself. And that was really hard. Like, that's something that somebody just tells you, and you're like, I don't really know what that means, to be honest, because I didn't know how to put that, you know. But I think after yesterday and just examining my mind, especially now that I've been growing for the last 3 months, you know, really put in some serious fucking work, for the last 3 months. I get to see the difference in my mental state after I'm done doing something like that for a night, or while I'm doing something like that for a night. Because the whole time, you know, before, it felt really liberating, and it felt really accepting, and really, it just felt good to just let it all out, you know. And I did get, you know, parts of that last night, but I also, like, just realized how much my life means to me now, what I have now, what Emily means to me, how much she means to me. It was honestly really hard yesterday to just be free and let my mind go, because I have a girlfriend. I have, you know, somebody who I love, someone who I need to blow my nose. Somebody who cares about me and sees value in me and respects me and all these things is just, I don't know, I just felt like there was more important things to be doing, or to be following, or to be chasing. But yeah, I came to that realization big time yesterday. It's like, man, and I'm sure I've had that realization before, taking Adderall and doing all that stuff. But I get what she means now, that, you know, the sexual freedom that I'm looking for in drugs. She told me, she's like, that's not freedom the way that you want it. That's not, you know, freedom the way that you think it is. And I get it now. I'm like, yeah, you're right. Like, it is that freedom, but I shouldn't need drugs in order to allow me to be me, in order for me to be okay with myself or my thoughts or my proclivities or fantasies or whatever. Like, that's there. It's who I am. And when I'm able to accept that for what it is and be okay with it and love it without needing any sort of a substance, then I will achieve that sexual freedom that she was talking about, that I can now kind of see. So anyway, that's what yesterday was like, and a big change that I made yesterday was doing all that throughout the day. Normally, I take all this Adderall at night, and so I just don't sleep at all the entire night. And when 7 o'clock in the morning rolls around and I just feel fucking miserable and like death, I just deal with it. But I think it really did a lot to counteract all the negative effects by doing it throughout the day so that I could actually sleep at night. And this morning I woke up and I took it easy. I made myself breakfast because that's a sign of love. I love to make food for Emily, and I have all the patience in the world when it comes to making her dinner. But when it comes to making myself food, I'm just never like, I'm always like, I'd rather just go out and eat. I'd rather eat something simple. This is annoying, you know. So I took some time out to make myself some French toast and bacon. Pretty damn simple for me, but it still took time. And I spent some time in silence today. And Emily gave me some podcast recommendations that have to do with porn and just figuring things out for myself sexually, and I listened to some of those while I did a little art. Look at this. This is so cute. Okay, this is the OG. I didn't like the way it turned out. This is for Emily. It's supposed to be like, it has like poems that I wrote, and then it was supposed to be like pictures, but I thought it came out really bad. Just for me, for what I know I'm capable of, I'm like, this is not the best. And this was supposed to be for Valentine's Day. This is her Valentine's Day gift, and I'm just now fucking finishing it. But I decided to restart, so I copied all of these ones and I fixed the mistakes, like using a different pen that wouldn't bleed through and whatever. And it's going pretty well. Like, I'm really actually happy about this, because this is what I imagined it to be like. This is what I pictured it all to be like the first time around. And so I'm really happy that it's coming together well, and I'm done with all the poems, and now I just got to finish the pictures. And even the pictures are turning out better than I thought that they would, because I'm allowing myself to be kind of more free and less strict about the way that I have to do it. But I think I have like 7 more pictures left, 7 more pages, and then the gift will be complete. Ooh, I'm gonna give her that, and I'm gonna give her these bad boys. Anyway, but I got to work on that, and that felt great. And then, you know, my objective this week, because it's spring break, was to go and drive Uber just all day, nonstop, constantly, see how much money I can make. And I didn't really drive Uber today, but I was like, it's okay, you know, don't worry about it, just worry about recovering and feeling good. And so yeah, I stretched, and I did a good stretch, because I was just trying to think of things that would make me feel good, make me feel loved, make me feel appreciated. So I stretched, and I, you know, listened to podcasts to help me deal with my situation, and give me help, make me not feel alone. And I worked on art for my girl, and I made myself breakfast, and when the time came, I went to boxing today, and I boxed. I was really excited to go to boxing, honestly, but yeah, I went and I boxed, and then coach asked me if I wanted MMA rounds, so I did 4 MMA rounds, which was 1 more than I typically do. I pushed myself, and I actually did really well on all 4 of the rounds, which made me feel really good. And then when I was done there, I just decided to hop on Uber, and I drove for 2.5 hours. And then when that was over, I came home and I threw on this video. So I was like, "Fuck it, let's keep it going." Let's make a podcast, because that's something that we love to do. And I'm about to give Akuma 5 minutes of attention, and then I'll eat myself some leftover rice and beans. And what the hell is that called? I can't remember. I got some sort of chicken that's banging. But yeah, I'm gonna do all that. I'm gonna take myself a little shower, eat myself some grub, and then I'm gonna head to bed. Taking care of myself, baby. All love. I'm really grateful to myself that this is how today went. Because I'm telling you, after all those other trips I would take, just smoking and watching porn, I would just be defeated and beat the hell down afterward. And it would take me more than a day. I mean, like, it took me, the night to feel better, but typically, because I'm done at 7, 8 a.m., starting from like 5 o'clock last night, it is just so much worse. It's so much harder to like deal, and my energy is so ridiculously low. I'm exhausted mentally, I'm tired. But I was able to get rest last night. And another thing I want to mention too is that typically the way that this goes, the way that it's gone in the past, is I will masturbate and watch porn and for 6 hours, and then I'll finally finish, and then it takes less than 5 minutes for the feelings to come back, and I gotta go do it again, and I do it again, and I do it again, and I do it again, until to the point where I'm literally rubbed raw. I'm exhausted, like mentally, physically exhausted, can't keep my eyes open. And then I finally like get defeated and just go to bed, because I don't have enough energy to keep watching porn. And I'm telling you, that is so exhausting for my mind and for my soul, so exhausting. But yesterday, I finished 3 times, which still took me fucking 13 hours because drugs. But after that third time, I was like, I'm done. We're good. We don't need this no more. We can chill. Let's focus on something that needs our attention, like our health, Yeah, it just felt good to just be like, I'm good, I am worried that I'll end up getting to that point again where I'm like, no, but I really want Adderall, because that was not easy. This last couple weeks has been so brutally difficult for me to just like progressively more and more each day. All I've been thinking about was just sex, and watching porn and getting to like fulfill fantasies and whatever, like just so much. And so I am worried that I'm gonna get to that point again later in the future. But it was really nice to know that Greg had my back, and Greg was like, "Nah, he's done. He's good. He doesn't need this no more." I mean, it honestly happened while watching a video. I had a moment of clarity through all of it, and I was like, what the fuck am I doing? What the fuck am I doing? What the fuck am I watching right now? What is this video? What the hell's happening? Like, what's going on? And it kind of shook me for a second, but I think it was a good type of shake me, to where I was like, wow, I don't need to do this. I actually don't need to do all this, and I can just be done when I want to be done, and then like respect what I'm saying, and just have the discipline to be like, yeah, he's done. Like, I knew the urge was going to come back. I knew I would want to, but I'm like, yeah, but if I just choose to care more about myself and the fact that I want to be done than I do about the feelings that are coming, which I'm learning now, especially through my relationship with Emily, that they're waves, that they come and they go. That, I don't know, I can express more love to myself the way that I need it. So anyway, that's how it went, and it's been a solid little 25-minute throwdown. Tomorrow I plan to do a lot of the same. I'm actually gonna go to it'll be my second time going to a men's like support group type of thing that happens at a church. And it is kind of like churchy, but that's the hard part for me to get over. But aside from that, I really do like having the support, and it's made me feel better yesterday and today, knowing that I'm gonna go do that tomorrow, even though it's at 6:45 in the morning. It just feels good to know, like, I'm gonna go be around dudes that care about bettering themselves, that want to stay strong, that want more for themselves. So I'm gonna do that, and there's one on Friday that's a completely different support group that I really, really want to try out, because I think that one's less churchy, and that one has more to do with um, just addiction in general, which I could use all the help in the world on. So anyway, things are going well. Things are going well. I'm full of love for myself, and that's allowing me to have love for everything around me. So solid ass video. It was 15 minutes longer than I wanted it to be, but we all know that for me, this is a pretty damn short video. So pretty to the point, pretty precise. I love you with all my heart. I love you. You are the reason why I do everything that I do. It is because of you. You are my love. I care about you. I love you. I'm always here for you. I will always be here for you. You do not have to question that. I'm not judging you. I'm not looking down on you. I am by your side with forgiveness and with all the love in the world. I will talk to you later.